Hudson already says Williams Stadium is a great atmosphere. The plan is to add more to the side that's next to 460. The other concern we saw is like this overpass here on 122, the slush is starting to form on them. Here is what they're looking at, the path of where this tornado came through in Elon. About 100 or so people gathered inside the Capitol building, inside the rotunda, to say their final goodbyes to Putney. Many of them using the term statesman. Starts here. That's 5th and Commerce Street, and it goes all the way down to the intersection of Commerce Street and 9th Street. This is just 45 pounds, and that's just a fraction of this whole setup. You can see where they're trying to grow the grass again, and then you can see where the cars are coming to their final resting place. Some are just mere feet from her front door. According to the construction workers working on the Main Street Bridge project in Lynchburg, people are walking down the streets nearby, walk on over toward the construction project, and then they approach this detour sign. Problem is, the detour they're taking, it's not the legal one.
I always said I wanted to go into the military.
Hank Burns joined at 17 and became active duty at 18. He served 2 tours in Iraq before he decided to spend more time with his family.
They can tell you how to be deployed and all that, but they can never tell you how to come home.
The battles ended, but the war never did.
Some things, you know, once you see, you can't erase. It doesn't go anywhere. Crazy place.
Burns turned to drinking and even thoughts of just running away until he decided he needed help. Doctors diagnosed him with post-traumatic stress disorder.
You relive a lot of it once you finally get some sleep. It just kind of comes back.
He started going to the VA clinics in Salem and Lynchburg for treatments. It started off well, but then medicine didn't get delivered on time, long waits for appointments, and then 2 weeks ago, he hit a breaking point.
I was sitting there in tears. I was just broken at this point.
According to Burns, the VA did not offer treatment during what he calls a mental health crisis, but said to set up an appointment with a doctor. Now, the VA tells me they worked with Burns during that situation, but he didn't like what he heard and left.
I felt antagonized, and he just kept on, and it's almost like he wanted to argue.
VA policy is to not turn anyone away who is having a mental health crisis. After Burns left, the VA called police to do a welfare check. Now, this is when Burns' wife contacted us for help. Burns says he doesn't trust the VA and will not go back.
It's about the next man, you know, as long as the next young veteran, you know, doesn't walk in there and go through what I went through, then I've done what I set out to do.
And he's not alone. Burns says he speaks and knows other veterans who are also having issues with the VA. In a statement the VA released to us after declining our multiple requests for on-camera interviews, here's how it goes. They say our standard of care is to take care of every sign of distress seriously, and that's exactly what we did in this case. Our staff met with Mr. Burns the same day he arrived to the Lynchburg VA clinic and arranged a follow-up appointment. The current wait time for mental health appointments is 2 to 4 days for non-urgent concerns, and urgent concerns receive same-day care. The bus usually arrives at the Day household around 3:30 to drop off their son. Last Thursday, they received this note.
Starting tomorrow, you're going to be on a new bus, new route, all new times.
He now catches the bus around 6 a.m. instead of around 7. We decided to wait with the family to see how long he's on the bus in the afternoon. Normally, he's home by 3:30, so that's when I started the timer.
I mean, he had a pattern that he was getting used to, and now, all of a sudden, everything's having to change on him.
Well, it's very frustrating because our primary purpose is to get the children to school and get them home safely.
District Transportation Director David Randall says right now the school district has 57 buses. Each runs a high school, middle school route and an elementary school route. He says they have only 3 substitute drivers and an average about 4 to 5 people calling out sick a day.
That even the manager is having to go out and drive buses.
Yeah, we're really short on drivers this year.
That's pretty upsetting that they're that short.
Randall says the changes are permanent. Each route for high school students is supposed to be around 1 hour. Elementary schools around 30 to 45 minutes, and there are some outliers. Day's route is one of them.
That's just the beginning.
Final result, 33 minutes later than his previous route, which takes us to 4 p.m., almost an hour and a half after school let out.
If he stays in the clubs, it's going to affect his grades because having to get up so early and get home so late.
This is just 45 pounds, and that's just a fraction of this whole setup. 215 pounds in all. The Randolph sophomore lifting it with ease.
I just sort of got into it and never looked back.
It's a privilege to watch her train.
Meredith Allwine is stronger than you and me. Now, don't take it personal. She's stronger than most people.
You know, you get to work towards a personal goal, and it's like self-fulfilling.
The 19-year-old Virginia Beach native picked up the sport only 2 years ago. She played soccer and ran track, but credits her background in gymnastics for her lifting ability.
This perfectionist kind of mindset I got from gymnastics, and you can really work towards a technical skill every single day.
Allwine is already seeing success. She's the junior weightlifting national champion, grabbed silver at the Junior Pan Am Games, and placed 7th at the Junior World Competition.
It's an exciting thing to come to the gym and see if you're going to have a good day. Maybe it's a bad day, but then it gets to get better again.
Just to kind of watch what she does, it's kind of mind-boggling, honestly, yeah.
Allwine is working towards the U.S. Olympic trials with the hope of making it on Team USA for the 2020 Games.
It's very exciting to think you get to have that opportunity to do what you love for your country.
Potentially watching the next Olympic star in Lynchburg.
Because I know it's somewhat achievable or possible, it's that much more motivating.
Chris Hoffman, ABC 13 News.